I welcome all online participants and conference organization. My name is Narmin Miriyeva. I am PhD candidate at the University of Szeged. Today I am going to present my work about security in electronic commerce and online payments. Here is content of this paper. After introduction, there will come the first part, which goal is to find why security is in e-commerce matter. The second part will focus on the security issues in e-commerce. The final will be on how to secure online payments, and the article will end with some conclusion about the main topic. As we all know that internet has changed the way of doing online businesses activities nowadays. As a result, e-commerce uses its technology to make connection between people and simplify business activities amongst the organizations. However, it raises questions why security is important in e-commerce. First of all, security of our computers, mobile devices, and all systems that users interact with depends on the security of online transaction and payment. And the visible answer will be that the e-commerce is the purchase and sale of goods and services through the internet. This is a trade matter because there is a user always who, in order to purchase some goods, must disclose its personal information. It can be birth date, some credit card numbers, and at this point, these consumers can or clients can face some risks. That's why security is important in e-commerce. And as the other reason why it is important, because where there is something valuable, it must be protected, definitely, as it involves the interest to someone. Security is thus function of the threat. Without threat, security is an abstract construction that may not have much practical significant value. And our first part is security in electronic commerce. Here we looked at the security term from the different point of view. First of security as fundamental request, it means that as a fundamental request, security is more valuable for the protection information on the internet. Second one, security as protection of data, network and computer program. In this case, security show itself as some kind of protection base of all information that is available on over the internet. Third, security show itself as important element in the financial transactions. So regardless of whether they are based on the physical or electronic transaction, and despite the fact that most cases in the real world can rely on the physical security, in the world of electronic everything is different. Since the electronic world full of the data, messages, transactions, so it's prudent to rely on the electronic means to protect them. And the last one will be security as technology tool for the e-commerce development. In this paper, we will look to security as an instrument for the development of the e-commerce. But e-commerce also faces many challenges. Building a secure transaction online is really a difficult task due to the globalization of business over the internet, and the gaps that have been left in online transactions remain. From the first test, consumers of electronic commerce have an opinion about insecurity of internet transaction. In fact, consumers tend to think about invisibility, speed, complexity, intangibility, and lack of user authentication when using internet. This belief even forbid users to make online transactions. However, over the time, the more users get familiar to the internet, the more users tend to shop online. In practice, computer security is very complex and widespread topic, and whose purpose is to protect assets from unauthorized access, use, alteration, or destruction. There are two main types of security: it's physical and logical. And the physical security, it involves material security devices such as alarms, security forces, fireproof doors, security barriers, and other buildings that are protected from the bomb. And the logical security includes protection assessed by using non-physical mechanisms such as antivirus software and passwords. Computer security usually refers to the protection of data, network, computer program, performance computer, or other element of the computer-based information system. This is a very wide field that, due to the multiple techniques of attack and many methods of defense, computer attacks and protection can affect individual, organization, countries, or the entire internet. The goal of the computer security is to prevent or at least minimize attacks. That's why computer security is divided into two categories: general topics related to information system, for example, encryption, and topics related to e-commerce, such as customer protection, uh, providing a secure e-commerce environment for businesses is an important and challenging task in today's digital economy. As we know that without absolutely secure e-commerce, it's almost impossible to take advantage of e-commerce technology. In addition, it's very difficult to gain the trust of consumers and customers to the technology without secure e-commerce application. So security issues can be traced back to the internet. Firstly, because it's openness of the internet. The internet is free and open world that allows for the global exchange information. On the other hand, it offers the convenient way to collect and disseminate personal data. Secondly, the diverse internet users is also a risk to its security, since information is transmitted online through routers, while users cannot know which router is involved in the process. Someone may be able to view user information by scanning and tracking data. Technically speaking, all online data can eavesdrop. However, e-commerce retailers also and consumers also exposed to the same risk as those operating in the traditional commerce. And however, it is in the new digital environment. It means that theft is theft regardless of whether it is in digital theft or in the traditional theft. So the theft, breaking, intrusion, embezzlement, misuse, malicious destruction, vandalism, all crimes that is in a traditional business environment, all they are also present in commerce also. That's why e-commerce security security has key aspects. There are 6 key aspects. They are integrity, non-repudiation, authenticity, confidentiality, privacy, availability. First is integrity. It refers to the ability to secure displayed information of the website or data sent or received via the internet which has not been changed by an authorized party. Non-repudiation means the ability to ensure that e-commerce participants do not deny their online activities. Authenticity means the ability to identify identity of the person or organization with whom you communicate on the internet. Confidentiality means the ability to ensure that messages or data are available only to who has the right to view them. Privacy, it means ability to regulate customer information provided by users to e-commerce retailers. And the last one is availability, refers to the ability to guarantee the performance of the e-commerce side as is expected. E-commerce security policy is divided into two parts. Its first part is computer technology network security, and second one business transaction security. First, we will start to speak about the network security. Network security it consists of data encryption technology. It uses for special encryption algorithms to transfer information into the form called ciphertext in accordance with encryption. Second is digital signature technology using special cryptography. This is also going to transfer information. Third one is a certification board and digital certificate. It's so-called CEA certification. It's very useful for public key infrastructure technology. Then a security authentication protocol. There are currently two wide security authentication protocols in e-commerce, including secure socket layer and secure electronic transaction protocol. Other security technologies in e-commerce it can include a virtual private network, technology, and other. And the second is business transaction. It's service-side security, which it means linked to the practice methods that protects web server software and hardware from hacks, website vandalism, and denial of service attack. Client-side security is associated with the practice methods that protect the user's privacy and integrity of the user's computer system. And the last one is secure transaction. Involves practices and methods that protect against eavesdropping and deliberate modification of the message. So we can say that security being an influential issue in e-commerce system needs to be taken under the control of business and government authorities. For this purpose, a technology-based, well-managed e-commerce security strategy should be implemented. Second part is security issues in e-commerce. Security issues in commerce. Most organizations believe that the information systems are secure, so the harsh reality is not this way. Specific hardware, software, and manufacturer-controlled solutions are not information security systems. Security is becoming an increasingly important issue in the development of e-commerce organizations. Actually, the success of e-commerce security depends on the complex relations between the multiple application of development platforms, database management system software, and network infrastructure. There are many drivers that cause e-commerce security problem. We can say one of the problems is vulnerable internet web design. It means that internet and its network protocols were developed to enable computer-aided communications and trustworthy communications. That's why internet and its protocol are still insecure in its fundamentality and are not able to protect against cyber criminals. Second one, transaction to profit-related crimes. In early days of e-commerce, many hackers simply wanted to get fame and popularity by designing websites. Today, there are many more criminals which are more sophisticated and technical experts. But the most popular of theft is personal information, such as credit card numbers, bank accounts, internet identifier, and password. The dynamic EU system and the roles of insiders. This means that e-commerce systems are constantly growing thanks to the number of modifications, and security issues are often accompanied by change. Online underground economy. This means this online economy of internet refers to electronic market for stolen information, which consists of thousands of websites that sell credit card numbers, social security numbers, email address, bank accounts, social network, identifier, password, and more. The stolen data is sold to spammers or criminals for less than $1. And there came a wireless revolution, which means These wireless networks are harder to protect than wired network. For example, many smartphones are equipped with a near-field communication chips, which are necessary for mobile payments. So hackers can use this function of the smartphone and to related devices and to catch information, personal information of the people, of the users. And the last one is sophistication of attacks. It refers to cyber criminals that are constantly honing on the weapons through technology innovation. And according to EBM, cyber criminals are shifting tactics to the increased security in practical area and quickly adapt to a development situation. Hmm. Information security, information system of e-commerce are exposed to intentional threat, and these unintentional threats also have three main categories: human error, when designing a hardware, software, information system, human error can occur. Second, environmental hazards is include disaster like all the non-human environment conditions like natural disaster, large-scale disaster like several storms, hurricane, flood, fire. And the last one, the computer system malfunction. Errors can be caused by the poor production, defective materials, memory leaks, and outage of poorly maintained networks. So nowadays, more and more companies are aware that they need to adapt future-oriented security programs and guidelines in order to remain competitive in the business market. For this reason, the development of e-commerce companies depends on the security needs and which is a security requirement are relevant for companies, since this requirement formulates the security guidelines of e-commerce business organization. And here we come our last topic is in online commerce. We going this part start by traditional payments advantages and versus the online payment advantages. So in order to immerse yourself in electronic payment products, it's better to understand the process of conventional, traditional payment system. The traditional payment and settlement process involves the transfer of cash or payment information, checks, credit cards from the buyer to the seller. The actual payment processing takes place in the financial processing network. In the case of cash payment, money from the buyer's account must be debited from his or bank account, cash transferred to the seller, and payment made to the seller on his or her account. Cashless payment mechanisms are calculated by adjusting crediting and debiting relevant bank accounts based on payment information and sent by check or credit card. Electronic payment is an essential part of e-commerce and financial exchange that occurs between the buyers and sellers. However, according to OECD, online payment is divided into account system and electronic currency system. According to Things et al., traditional payment systems tend to cost more than a modern method, and he divided two way to launch electronic payment system. First is online payments. Here the seller checks the payment sent by the buyer to the bank before serving the buyer, and offline payment. Offline payments, and there are three common electronic payment instruments: it's cash, check, and card. Then we're going about electronic payment system that became divided into four electronic payment system. The online electronic payment system. This payment system has been broadly acknowledged by consumers and merchants around the world, this form of payment system offers several advantages that were available with the conventional payment method. Here are some of the most important: confidentiality, integrity, good transaction efficiency, acceptance, convenience, mobility, low financial risk, and anonymity. The second one comes electronic check system. Check system meets the electronic needs of million companies that today exchange traditional paper checks with other suppliers, consumers, and government agencies. The e-check method has been specifically designed to work similarly as a conventional paper check. The account holder issues an electronic document that includes the name of the financial institution, payer account number, payer name, and check account amount. Then comes electronic cash system, e-cash also. It's also known as e-cash also. It's a new concept in the online payment system because it merges computer-aided convenience with security and data protection, thus improving paper money. Due to its versatility, this payment system opens up many new markets and applications. E-cash is an electronic or digital form of the storage and exchange of values that only be converted into other forms of value to a limited extent, and the conversion of which is regulated by intermediaries. The last one comes a smart card based electronic payment. Smart cards are again receiving attention as online payment method. In fact, they are essentially card-sized plastic cards with memory chip, and in some cases built-in microprocessors that serve as storage devices, for much more information than credit cards. Some smart cards allow users to enter person identification numbers also. So we can say that electronic payment system, by accelerating the transaction of the banking and financial system, are also capable of replacing old cash payment system. That's why more and more consumers today prefer electronic card payment system and smart card payment system because of its advantages for online shopping. And here are some conclusion over the theme. Some organizations, even countries, are trying to take appropriate measures and manage network security risks. However, these measures should be combined with technological and legislative frameworks, since only with integrated innovative security programs and a well-developed regulated legal frameworks, these security breaches can be countered in e-commerce and electronic payment system. And taking these measures, authorities also should be mindful of future customer preference, anticipated business tactics, because they are the main participants of this, main users of the transaction, and these measures should be effective, adaptable, compatible, proportionate, specific, verifiable, and comprehensive. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.